Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, did you press record?
I did. We're recording right now.
Recording. Welcome to Leaving the Seat Up, everyone.
Yeah, this is the next episode.
Yeah, episode 8.
Sure.
Yeah. We recorded a couple past 2, but the audio was having some interference.
Again.
Again.
We just had
It's the grounding. Towards it, he was messing with. I was watching the video back because I was hearing it, and he started messing with it on his side. I think it's one of the wires kind of fidgeted it, and like 7 minutes into the video, he messed with it and it stopped.
Yeah, we've got to upgrade our mics.
But it was kind of weird. It was the episode about paranormal, and having background interference freaked me out a little bit for the first couple minutes, and then I see you fix it, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, we did talk a little bit about some paranormals.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit of some stuff that's happened to us in the past. And
just it was kind of going over a few things just to throw some stuff out there, see if y'all could put some stuff together that we can't, because we feel like we've seen some shit.
Oh yeah, I definitely have.
Yeah,
I've seen legs before.
Yeah, legs.
No, not feet, legs.
Legs.
I did.
Legs.
I was down at in Pine Bluff. It was when the cell dialers just came out for alarm systems, and it was more or less a bag phone. Do you know what a bag phone is?
A bag phone? It was like the big bricks.
That's the brick.
Yeah.
The bag phone was one of the first ones that came out, and it was in a bag, a leather bag about like this.
Yeah.
And it actually had like a real handset and everything. They called it the bag phone. So we would take the bag phone, not the I just lost it.
The block, or like the Nokia or whatever.
The receiver,
yeah.
the thing you talk with. That it didn't have that, but it had all the plugs, and we mounted it to the panel. Well, it was for a bank, Pine Bluff National Bank.
Okay.
Which I think Simmons turned into Pine Bluff turned into Simmons.
They might have bought it.
Yeah, I think Simmons was from Pine Bluff, so I'm pretty sure that's
okay.
Yeah,
I
think it is. Pretty sure it is. But I'm down there, and it's right next to a funeral home, like a house that was probably built 100 years ago or more. Old house.
Old. So you know it's haunted.
Well, I'm sure there was old houses in the building I was at that was there before this building was built.
Yeah.
And it was a horseshoe-shaped building. All right. It was a dentist office for 2 dentists. One row was for one dentist. The other row was for the other. They connected here, and they connected here to a big lobby, right? Well, it had only 2 doors to get into the place.
Okay.
And the front door was locked. The back door wasn't. I came into the back door, and I'm installing this cell dialer, and I'm testing it, and I keep hearing things.
Like?
Just
like thuds,
shuffling.
Footsteps.
Kinda. It just... I knew something was in there. I don't know if it was a
Was it like a...
No.
Or like a...
It was just kind of a loud noise, and then... It was. You could tell it was a big something.
Right.
Something big.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? So maybe somebody is in there.
In there that you don't know.
Yeah.
What time of day is it?
10, 11 in the morning.
Okay.
And they were having a funeral next door. They were bringing in bodies, and I could see, not the bodies, but I saw the hearse pull up and all that. Well, I don't care, whatever. And I'm the type of guy that if I hear some stuff, I'm going to check it out.
He's going to go look. He's the guy that dies first in every home.
No, I'm not the guy that dies first, but I got questions for the ghost. And if I could get them
usually the ghost doesn't like talking back.
Yeah, well,
usually they just swing.
So I opened up the door and I walked down to the main front door to make sure it was still dead bolted and locked, and it was. And then I poked my head down the other, because I was up here and I could look all the way down that hall and all the way down that hall. And I looked down both halls. I'm like, all right, well then I walked through here. And I checked out the old dentist office, and I went back to the alarm panel back here, and I shut this demising door, is what I would call it. Well, at the bottom of it, it had some louver vents, so air could be pulled through. All right? I hear that noise again.
Okay.
Now, I'm just finishing up testing the alarm.
And it's like midday.
And I'm shutting the door. And I'm shutting it, and I got the key in my hand, and I'm locking it. And I turn around and I look down and through the louvers. You know how you can look through the louvers in a door? And there was 2 legs right there. And I just sat there and I looked at these legs. and I knew nobody was in there.
But you saw legs.
I saw legs.
Yeah, you saw legs.
So I turned back around, I looked at the alarm, I locked it, and I turned back like that, and their legs were gone. I looked, never saw anything else, but I know what I saw.
Right. You didn't look and peek, see if there was someone out there?
I went and looked again, and I walked around.
Yeah.
Still didn't see nothing. Still, nobody was there. Front door was still locked.
Nothing else happened while you were there? It was just that?
No, just that. And it's, okay, so every one of these offices had a bunch of windows, so it was nice and bright.
Right.
I could see everything. I wasn't scared. Well, I was a little nervous, so I saw them legs and then it disappeared. Well, then I went back to the guy that was one of the main people at the bank, Pine Bluff National Bank, and I walk in there and I'm handing him the keys back. I can't remember his name. And I'm handing him the keys back, and I told him, there's something in there. I saw some legs through the door. You don't have anybody over there? He goes, no. I said, dude, I'm telling you, there's something in that place. And he looked at me, he said, well, you're not the first one to tell me that.
Well, there's your sign.
Okay. All
There's
right.
your sign.
So that was an encounter of legs that I saw one time, and it really... I was nervous at first, but now in my older age, there's a matter of fact, Pine Bluff again. Western Foods has.
There's a lot of stuff has gone down in Pine Bluff, and this doesn't really surprise me.
So I'm in this really old. It used to be a hardware store for like 70 years, and then it was a move-in place where they would store stuff, and now this other company called Western Foods comes in and buys it to store stuff there. Well, I walk and I put the fire alarm in. I'm in there by myself in this big warehouse. I'm doing my thing. I hear things, but guess what? It's a big warehouse.
Right. You're going to hear things creak. Yeah.
You know, so I do my thing. Did I see some things out of the corner of my eye? I thought I did, but whatever. So then I go into the offices and I run network lines to all data drops to all the offices because the building's so old. They didn't have data drops. So I'm doing data drops and I hear some stuff, but nothing of it, right? Well, I leave. The lady that moves over there that starts working in the front office, and then they have some people in the back warehouse, but she's up there by herself. And she starts, I go in there like a month later, and I was fixing a data port for her that she had kind of think pulled out and messed it up a little bit. And she says, have you seen them? I said, seen who? She said, the mother and the old lady and the little girl.
You're talking about the place I drove the thing at?
Same company, different warehouse. Okay. Same company, different warehouse. So I sat there and I'm like, do what? And she's like, look, I was sitting in here one day working, and the reason why I have my door shut is an apparition poked its head around the corner of my door and looked at me and then disappeared. I get chill bumps. And I'm like, do what? She said, yeah. And then one day in that one office that looks like there's blood all over the floor, and it does, Tyler. I swear it does. The carpet, it's like it's blood. She said it sounded like two people fighting in there. And she said the guy that works in the back warehouse who speaks Spanish, he can't speak English, has seen them too. Because he kept walking up and going like this high, and he said, I don't know what the Spanish word is for little girl, and he kept saying that. Well, they were both in the office.
Probably like Nina.
I think it was Nina or something like that. And he heard the commotion in that office. And it sounded like somebody slammed up against the wall and everything.
Maybe there's some bad energy there that's kind of migrated there, man.
I don't know, but that bad energy didn't mess with me. When I was in there by myself for a couple of days.
Yeah, but you aren't there consistently over long periods of time. You're there for a couple of days, and 8
hours a day for like 4 days or something.
Yeah, like if you're gonna if something's gonna happen to you, you're gonna have to stay there at night.
No, this was happening in the middle of the day.
No, I mean like to you.
Oh, to me, maybe.
To you,
yeah.
Because so they're there for the full year, and they're there 8 hours a day.
She was there about a month when she first started seeing stuff.
Okay.
And hearing stuff.
About a month. So maybe there's a adjusting period.
The cleaner, so they're a food distribution company too. So they have cleaners that are constantly
going through. Yeah.
Going through everything, cleaning. And that lady doesn't want to go over there no more.
Well,
because she saw them too. She saw the little girl and the old lady.
see, that's what's scary.
That's a trip.
Because you're seeing the old girl and the old lady, but they're probably not the ones making the commotion in the office.
It might not be. It was some other ghost.
It's something else.
Yeah. I don't know, man, but I think, was her name Robin? I think it was Robin. No, I done got a brain fart on her name. But I told her, I said, maybe they just didn't show their face to me because they know I got questions. And she started laughing. She said, "You think so?" And I said, "Well, I mean,
well, okay, they're going to show...
I'm not running."
Yeah, exactly. The spirits are more likely to show themselves, I feel like, to people who are more on the nervous or anxious end of when they're approaching these figures, because their imagination's going more.
Oh yeah, and their heart's
pumping, it's racing, the adrenaline's going, chemicals are flowing.
Yeah.
They see one thing, it snaps, and so I feel like it makes them more susceptible.
And me, I'm over here going.
You're strong-willed. You're strong-willed.
I'm gonna know what's going on here.
It's different. Yeah, they can't interact with you. You would probably need some kind of device or something to interact, like truly interact with the spirit, besides just like seeing an apparition.
Maybe, I don't know. I had questions, and I still have questions. And if I see one, I'm going to ask. I might be startled at first, but I'm pretty sure. I feel pretty confident, unless it's like a Jeepers Creeper dude or something.
Something crawling on the wall or something.
Well, if you crawl up the wall and go across the ceiling, and I don't have my pistol. Oh, I left my pistol at work today.
Uh-oh.
I had to go to the airbase, and I can't take my pistol on the airbase, so I left it in my boss's office. Got to remember to get that tomorrow. Yeah. But, if I see something go across the floor or run up on the ceiling and shit, I'm probably gonna run, and if I can't run, I'm swinging.
Right.
I don't care if it gets me.
Got to.
I'm poking eyeballs if it has them.
Yeah. No. I mean, man. See, I feel, in regards of both of us, I feel that we've kind of have experienced, what would be the word? A future aspect to our kind of feelings, because so with a lot of your stories, it's about legs, feet, stuff like that. You broke both of them.
Both my feet.
Both of them.
Smashed my heels all up.
After seeing both of these.
Maybe it was the
and he's told me in the past that he's had, dreams to where he's lived a situation that he's had in real life, and he's been able to like avoid that situation or change the outcome of it.
Yes, that has happened, and I have friends that have proved it.
And so that's why I'm saying maybe there's something towards that of the ghosts were trying to show you that this was going to happen, and that this is what you really need to worry about. Not this all other stuff that, because
the legs I saw was from the knees down. Yeah. And I had cast on from the knees down. Mm-hmm. I never put them two together like that.
That's what I'm saying, dude. There's a lot of stuff that's freaked me out. He's freaked me out a lot over the years. And there's a few things to where I don't know if I'm freaking myself out. But since a young age in our old house, I felt like there was some kind of presence there.
I think so. I think there was.
And I don't know what it was.
Do you remember me telling you that you weren't there at the time? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead. Sorry.
No, it was fine.
So when we were going through the divorce, and I'm trying to think of the words to say it's not upset anybody. You were with your mom for the first couple months. Or whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm there by myself. I want to say more, but I can't. So I'm there by myself, and I got up the next morning, and there was a lamp upside down.
See, you've told me that. You have told me that.
I did?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a lamp. It was upside down. It was on its lampshade. Mm-hmm. Going
straight up.
And I just sat there. I looked at it. I grabbed it. I set it back. I said, "Hey, don't do that again."
Never happened again.
And it never happened again.
Never happened again.
Yeah, never did.
But okay, so my thing is with that.
There's something at that house, probably.
I don't think it's the house, and I know
it's us.
I think it's you, or it might have somehow split between both of us. But when you're having
from me,
when you're having these
my little swimmer
visions, dreams, and you're seeing
a dream
legs,
vision.
there's something attached. I don't know if it's good, bad, in between, trying to harm you. Clearly, he was trying to warn you at one point.
Mm-hmm. And it's happened many times to me, getting warned things. And me and my boy Wade, man, we're going to the club one night, and we're driving down the road, and he had witnessed some of my weirdness. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to call it my weirdness. And I felt like he was a believer in it. So I turned and I looked at him, and it hit me. And I'm like, whoa. He said, what is it? I said, you need to turn around and take me home right now. Mm-hmm. He said, what for? I said, I'm not dying tonight. He said, what do you mean? I was like, I've seen all this. This has all happened. You need to take me home. I'm getting chills bump. Mm-hmm. I said, take me home right now, Wade. He said, did it happen? I said, yes, take me home. And he took me home, and he went home, and still to this day, he thinks I saved both of our lives that night.
You might have.
I don't know, but
you might have. There could be a sixth sense there.
There was something that really bad happened that night that I saw in a dream, and my dream started on Chico Road in Wade's truck, and we're going down Chico Road, and we were going to BJ Star-Studded Honky Tonk, and we're going down Chico, and I forget exactly where we got to. There's an old railroad that goes across there, and I think we got to that spot, and that's when it hit me. And I looked around, and I knew. I was like, no, we've been here before. Mm-hmm. It freaked me out enough to where I did. You taking me home right now? I'm not having this night.
Now, in regards to presence and feeling certain things, when there have been very few occurrences in my life to where I feel like I've had felt a lot. Lately, I've been feeling it in this house. Here and there, I feel like I've become a little bit more stronger-willed lately here, and I feel it, but it's at a distance. I felt like it was getting closer for a little bit.
It doesn't feel bad, does it?
I mean, it didn't feel good, but it didn't feel like it was confusing me.
Yeah.
It was confusing, and
I get it.
And I've had these feelings before when I was about 17, this is one of the occurrences. I had a couple before, but this was like one of the most major ones that stuck out to me. When I was 17, it wasn't even at this house or at my other house. It felt like a presence knew I was coming. I kind of like to give you all a simplification of what I felt. It felt like a presence knew I was coming and was expecting me and was ready for me to be there. And I'm getting chills about it. And so basically, I was in a group called CYM,
Catholic Youth Ministry.
Catholic Youth Ministry, for a very
church thing.
Yeah,
museum.
Church thing, museum. I've told him.
What's that church's name?
It's the St. Louis Catholic Church, literally right in the middle of center of St. Louis.
It's really big church.
It's a really big church. It's
got a museum at
the bottom of it.
With the dead guy.
That's. I think so. I think it's if I remember correctly, it's one of the old priests that lives down there, or lived there, and he's down there. He's dead. And
is he in a casket? Do they have?
I think so. I think
you didn't see it?
I didn't see the body. I think I saw the casket he was in, and he's preserved in.
There's nothing like glass on it that you can see him, is there?
No, if I remember correctly, it's like glass, then a casket, so you can't do anything. But it's like him in the casket being preserved. One of the old priests there. But it's the St. Louis Catholic Church, literally in the dead center of St. Louis. They have a museum at the bottom. I'm there with my CYM group. And they kind of let us go off and do our own things, just check out, the architecture, the textiles, and everything.
Because it was built a long time ago.
Built a while ago. It's a really pretty church. It's a really pretty church. I will say that. If y'all take anything from what I'm about to say. But I go downstairs. And downstairs is where the museum is. And I was quick to learn there was another downstairs. I don't think anyone else knew there was another downstairs. But I go down to where there's 2 stairs coming down, and there's bathrooms right there, and then it's the entrances to the museum, right where the church is, and it's right below. And so I'm going down there by myself because the rest of the group is up there. And I was like, a museum. I like history. I'm going to go down there, just to see what's down there. And
I would have done it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Just to be like,
explore time.
Explore time. Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
And I'm going down there. I'm kind of checking things out. And I'm feeling like something's watching me. That someone came down there. Or one of my...
I feel like your hair's waving at me.
It's probably waving with the wind. There isn't any wind.
I wish I had a hair.
It's just waving at you. Hey,
sorry,
you miss me?
My ADD or whatever just took over. Sorry.
It's fine.
All right. Downstairs at the church.
Downstairs, and I feel like something's watching me down there as I'm checking it.
Watching me.
Every time I turn around, it feels like something's watching me, and I'm going around the corners, and I take this final right turn back to where I'm looking towards the entrance, and I see a staircase I didn't see before, and that's what really freaked me out because I walked right past this.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
And didn't see it.
Huh.
And so the rest of it's like a cement and brick, painted and all that. Look nice, nice wall, like a school wall almost. But the part where the staircase is like this corroded red brick, and that kind of set me off because I was like, that's weird. Obviously, that's weird. It's an old church, but that's weird. Y'all would fix that, right? Unless it's like some kind of structural integrity type of thing.
Well, it's old. It's a church. That church, I don't know how old it is. If I had my phone, I'd Google it.
Yeah, but we know it's a decently old church.
Well, St. Louis was the gateway to the west.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's another I don't know about, but back to the story. So I'm looking at this corroded staircase, and there's a black gate with spikes kind of, sticking up. And for some reason, I feel like the thing that's been watching me the entire time is down that staircase and
looking back up at you,
staring right back up at me right now. And
was it black down there?
Completely. It was completely dark. That's what the dude, I'm getting them real bad right now. That's what the scariest part was because there were no lights down the stairs.
Yeah, I'd have been looking for a light switch.
Like nothing, and there was the black gate.
You gonna look at me? I'm gonna look at you.
It literally looked like a gateway. And that's
hell.
Gateway to hell in a church, and that's what really scared me.
Maybe they would take people down there to scare them,
or maybe it's an old.
It could be a mausoleum.
That
if you think about it, a long time ago the priests were all the popes are buried under the Vatican, and you can walk down there and see it. Well, I don't think you can
but if I'm feeling the presence
only people work
of bad energy down there,
bad juju, and
I'm feeling that it knows I was coming down there, and it knew I was going to be the only one down there, and it knew exactly who was coming, and I feel this presence, and I immediately my gut turns and I sprint upstairs, and I go to my grandmother who's there with me on the trip, and I go to the leader of the Catholic youth ministry, and I tell them both that something's down there and it's not good. And
of course, your grandmother being a British lady, she says, what did she say? Let's go down and see.
Yeah, let's go look. Let's go look. Let's go see. Let's go see down there.
I like that.
And we go down there, and I show her the staircase, and I'm immediately not feeling anything. Not a thing.
Yeah, it's not there no more.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still getting this weary feeling, but I don't feel the presence, Like, I still have this nervousness in me, but I don't feel it. And that's what really freaks me out.
Is that it was there? Now, y'all didn't stay at the church, did you?
No, we didn't stay at the church or nothing. We were there to visit and only visit and look at it for like an hour.
In and out.
In and out.
Yeah.
And man, when I come back upstairs and the feeling completely goes away of being watched and being surrounded and like having a weight on my chest, it scared me worse because I didn't want to go back down there.
That's crazy.
It was terrifying. And man, lately, I think over the past couple years, I feel like I've opened my mind more in regards to certain things.
And that helps. That has helped me, is open my mind up to the possibilities of things that I don't understand. And I'm okay with that I don't understand it. That's why I have questions.
Mm-hmm. I will always have questions.
I've got questions. I want to talk to you about them. Can we have a little sit down? Are you cool with that? Does the higher ups allow you to tell me things? I got questions.
And, if someone from St. Louis has been to that church and has felt the same thing that I'm feeling,
shoot us a shout.
Shoot us a shout, because that would be even more terrifying, and I feel like someone is. And I'm getting goosebumps. But over these past couple years, besides that, there have been times, man, there's this really weird time I just thought about that I didn't even think about till right now. So when I was at McKendree,
that was the oldest college in Illinois, oldest college in Illinois.
So I went to a college called,
if you can believe that, and older than Chicago. Oldest college.
My friend, my roommate, my brother, Sam.
Oh, geez. Curly hair.
He
very special is what he is. He's special.
He's asleep, and I'm kind of still up on my phone. And I kind of wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm checking on my phone, and I hear Sam rolling around a bit, and then I hear him grunt, and then he wakes up. He doesn't wake up, he sits up. And he goes, "Tyler, someone's standing in our bathroom doorway." And I'm immediately thinking, "Oh man, what is Make doing? Make was trying to scare us, or some."
He was a goofball.
Stupid, or one of the other teammates came in the room and is trying to mess with us or do some slick stuff, And when he just sits back down immediately and goes immediately back to sleep, was a really terrifying part.
Yeah, I wonder why he didn't talk about it to you. Was he dreaming?
He was completely asleep.
When he leaned up and everything?
He was completely asleep. And I talked about it to him the next day, and he had no...
Sam is special.
He had no clue. But, Dad, when I tell you the presence I felt when that happened, we all thought our apartment was haunted.
Yeah.
We literally had a ghost, and we made friends with it. We would hear footsteps in our apartment. We would hear knocks in our apartment. Yo, we were literally sitting, me, Maurice, Make, and Sam, and Peyton, I think, we're all sitting in the living room, and we literally hear 3 or 4 footsteps in our hallway. I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
And we literally all... Sam grabs his bat because he keeps it in the living room. That tall axe handle, grabs it, and we're literally all looking back there, and we are all stunned.
Stunned.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
You're not.
We were literally all just sitting there talking, and just.
Yeah, I would have got up and checked it.
Immediately.
Yeah.
And,
well, what you doing?
And lately, I see people in the corner of my eye. I feel more presences, and
if you see people in your peripheral or see things in your peripheral, that means you are somewhat psychic in certain ways. They say that's one of the tells. If you hear faint voices, that's another tell. The dreams like I have is another tell. I was watching this some little video on a psychic, and she was talking about what to look for if you are in touch with the energy or something, she called it. And seeing things out of your peripheral is one of the signs. So I don't have it like see it a lot, but I have more of the dreams, and I wake up and I'm like, okay, I know that's fixing to happen. So a lot of the stuff that I've gone through in the last 6 months, I saw.
How long did I have an imaginary friend for?
I don't remember. A while.
How long is a while?
A year or two, maybe.
Like, how old was I?
Your mom would probably correct me, but I'm thinking between 4 and 6.
Okay, never mind. That's not bad. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
If I was like 8 or 9 and I still had an imaginary friend, I would
talk to them.
I would have freaked out.
Yeah, I would have talked to them and shown them what's going on. But back what I was saying, but I was watching that little video of because I'm interested in.
Did our conversation spark something in you to make you look all that up and see if something was going on?
Yeah. So just the conversations that we've had, and I'm like, man, something's going on here. That and I'm not calling myself Well, I rode the short bus, but I'm seeing things. I'm having these dreams. 6 months ago, I was having a couple of dreams, and I changed a few things in my life because I knew something was fixing to happen. And
something happened
just what I thought it would. And I was prepared for it. And I'm telling you, this isn't the first time this has happened to me. It's like, and I told you that one time you were 16 years old. No, 15. And me and your mom were having some bad problems. I had that dream I think I told you about. With the swing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I saw that person, and I had a dream one night, and it was one of them dreams. I can tell the difference between a dream and one of them dreams. I don't know why, but I can. And
because your conscious is more into it.
I guess so, but I'm sitting on
an actual, I guess,
like a love swing, I guess you would call it. It's just like a little two-seat swing, and I'm sitting there swinging with this person, and I turn and look at this person, and this person has dark hair. Like a black darkish hair, but I can't make the face out, and I'm trying to make the face out, but I look down at my skin, and I look at myself, and I could tell I was older, quite a bit older. And I'm like, okay, is this my future? And I'm having this dream. So I turn back to look at this person, and I can just see their hair. I can make their hair out right now. I could draw it right now. Don't know the face, but I know it was a black or dark hair person that's sitting with me on this swing, female, had long hair, and it was just crazy because I woke up the next day and I knew then that it was over between me and your mom. I knew right then. I was like, I'm gonna hold out a little bit longer if I can, but I just, in my heart, I knew. And then like 2 weeks later,
the divorce,
we started our proceedings. And I hid this, and I've kept this. I've only told one other person, Michael, and I've told him some of these dreams that I've had and stuff.
Prickett or Hale?
Prickett. Hale, he'll bully you a little bit. I love him to death, but he'll mess with me about it. And I had never been attracted to anybody with dark hair. I'd always been attracted to blondes. Well, that made me start thinking that, am I missing out on girls with dark hair? I don't know. And I don't know. Then a divorce happened, and I haven't thought about it till here recently. In the last, probably August of last year or September is when that dream started coming back to me. And I don't know what it means. I have no clue.
Can you remember?
We're outside.
What the house looked like?
We were sitting, so the house would be like sitting here, and there's a hill that kind of goes up, and we had the swing sitting up on the hill so we could overlook everything. And I remember seeing the house, and it had like a porch around it or something, and I turned, and that's when I was more focused on the person sitting with me than the whole surrounding. But I know that we were in like a hill, and we were overlooking it was like us overlooking something we had built, something that we were proud of. And we were sitting there enjoying our fruits of our labor is the best way for me to explain it. That's how it was. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but it was one of them dreams.
Well, dreams can also be your subconscious kind of telling you what you actually want.
I mean, it could be, and that's kind of, I do want that. I mean, everybody wants to try to find somebody to settle down with and be able to enjoy what you built.
Start looking on the housing market. See if you can find a house that
looks like that.
Looks like it or sparks that.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Look all around the United States. I would say look all around the United States, not just Arkansas, because it might not be in Arkansas.
Yeah. It's going to be wherever you're near. I'm not going to let you get too far away. An hour or two, tops.
Yeah. I mean,
I can't help it, kid, man. I'm
going to be
a part of your life till I'm dead.
But I'm just saying, if that house is out there and you see it, you need to find it.
I need to find it. I think you're right. I'll start looking. What if we built it?
Maybe that's what it is. But maybe me and you start it, and then you and her finish it, and I find my own place. Maybe that's what happens.
See, that's the weirdness about these dreams is I have them,
but you don't know how they're going to occur.
I don't know when, or how. But when they are occurring,
you'll know immediately.
And I can like you said earlier, I can change
the outcome.
Yeah. And I have. And that's what's weird to me. And that's why I have questions for ghosts. That's why if I see them, I got questions. I'll tell you a funny one. I was down in Hope, Arkansas, and we had gone to my buddy Wade again, and we went to maybe Texarkana to a fair or something like that, and there was palm readers there. And I sat down with this palm reader, and I wanted to read her palm. And I read her palm, and I freaked her out. I mean, I freaked her out.
Do you remember how to do it still?
That was 25 years ago. She coached me to
do it real quick.
Yeah, and so she handed me her palm because I asked her about it. I was like, "What do you look at? I had questions."
Yeah, obviously.
And she's telling me and all this and that, and she was younger. She was my age. I said, "Well, let me read your hand." And I grabbed her hand and I started reading her, and I didn't read her palm. I could just feel her energy, and I hit it right on the nail to her. It freaked her out a little bit. And it was weird.
But what did you tell her? Do you remember?
So she was there with her family. Her family had been pressuring her to do this. Her family, she didn't want to do this. She didn't want to keep doing palm readings. She had other aspirations. Is that a good
aspiration?
I used a really big word there.
You said apparition. Like apparition.
Could you at least just give me a big word?
Thermometer.
Thermometer.
Yeah.
Did I do it?
Yeah.
That's a really tough word for me.
I'll give you a
so
B plus.
I told her, I was like, you don't really want to be here. You have other aspirations.
Yep.
And you have, I think it was in either fashion or something else I said. And I said, this is what you really want. And you don't want to be here. You're about to move away from your family. And that chick freaked out. Because that's what she was wanting.
Yeah, because she never met you, nothing.
No, I just holding her hand and reading her energy and looking at her and reading her energy, and it was weird. Now, I don't know if I can do that again, but it was cool. I did freak that lady out a little bit.
Do you remember that if you tried to before like doing it and like get into a good mental state? Do you remember doing anything like that?
What I remember the most is when I was talking to her, I could feel her movements, her jerks, so a person's hand's always really moving.
Yeah.
And I could just tell and that's why I feel like it was her energy. Her energy was making her hands move and do all that stuff. And I just went up. Her hand was here, and her hand was like that, and I just put my hand on it like that, and her hand was sandwiched in there, and your fingers are doing this and stuff, and I could just feel her different. I don't know. It's weird. Never done it again.
That is interesting.
I think they actually look at the lines and stuff, and I don't know. Hands can tell a lot about someone.
Maybe our first guest needs to be a medium.
We need to find a medium.
Maybe. I'm being wholehearted. Maybe the first guest needs to be a medium. We're going to order a
camera so we can set up another spot for guests. We've got to do that. That's going to make our podcast better. We got to spend the money to do it, but whatever.
I mean, I'm sure people like watching just us, but like, having a guest,
we could get more viewership.
Having a guest on and
matters.
Being able to explain what's happening, that is important to me. That's important to me, because if we can talk to them and they can we need to find a medium and see if we can get them to come in and sit with us. Maybe not even on camera. I'm being wholehearted.
No,
maybe
I want to do it on camera.
Maybe we can do it on camera, but maybe we do a couple things off camera for just us and our sanity.
And figure out what's going on with us.
Like legit. Like obviously they would want to see that, but there's some things, man, that if what I'm feeling is true, I think it might change stuff.
I mean, it's worth it. It's worth a shot to try it. I'm all about trying it and seeing where you go. Because there's one thing that my stepdaddy used to always say at work when I worked with him forever is, if you're messing up, at least you're working.
Yeah.
And even if it is a mess up for us, well, at least we're working towards something, and you're learning, and you're making your next step, and you're growing, your next step, and that's big. That's something. So I'm cool with it. I'm down. I think it'd be fun.
I think
we can find one. Though.
I think we can find one. I don't think it'd be too hard.
We call Dionne Warwick for her tarot card reading.
Maybe not that. I would prefer a medium.
Back in the early 90s, I think it was, Dionne Warwick was a singer, and she really got big into the Psychic Friends Network.
Okay.
So it was a phone number you could call and talk to a psychic. And oh my gosh, there was a commercial all the time on there.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dionne Warwick. And call for your
psychic reading today.
Yeah, Psychic Friends Network or something like that. And it's I don't remember, $3 for the first minute and 50 cents after or something. This is the early 90s, so that was a lot of money to folks.
Yeah.
And I never
still is a lot of money.
I never called it or anything. I wanted to, and I might have dialed it. And they were going to ask me for a charge, and I hung up because my mom.
Yeah, she would know.
My mom. If any of y'all know my mom, she is a pistol.
She would not be happy about that.
She is 5 foot tall and thinks she's 10 foot tall.
Oh, more than that. I'd say 12.
Yeah, 12 is a good number.
Yeah.
I talked to her yesterday for a minute. Yeah, she's a mess.
Yeah,
she is. But this episode, a little spooky wooky dookies.
A little spooky wooky. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed that. It's a little bit of a revealing, I feel like, because it's not something many people talk about, and
people.
It actually is a pretty big part of our lives. I feel like that we talk about fairly often enough to where I want to put it out there and want to see if someone wants to reach out.
So let me tell you something weird that I do. As I try to push my energy. Okay, we're made of energy. Right now. There's energy around me. There's electricity. There's energy. There's your aura, whatever. Every time I would pass this psychic place that was in landmark area, I would try to push my energy to that person and to see if I could get a response or anything. I still do it when I drive by places that I know people work at, and I will try to push my energy to see if I can get them to call me or think of me. Is that weird? I just want to see if it works.
No, I think that's you test. I mean, has it happened? Has it worked?
I mean, once or twice, yeah. I don't know if they're really thinking about me or not, but the people that have called me and been like, hey, man, what's going on? I was like, man, I was just thinking of you. I just passed your work. They go, something just told me to call you. Now, I've had that happen a couple times, and I was like, well, I don't know if that worked or not. I don't know if that was it or not. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I like to try to do that to push my energy out. I feel like when I close my eyes and it's like, so this is my body, my energy flows out like this, like a circular pulse. You know how you drop something in the water and it ripples a circle out? That's what I feel like my energy does.
That would make sense.
Is that weird?
No.
Okay.
I mean, energy flows like water, they say, right?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Well, it's like, and energy does flow. Like when I wire up things, I can close my eyes and I can see all the wiring that I did. It's like the blood veins in your body, and they have energy going through them. Well, I can close my eyes and see all the lines, and I can see how the energy's flowing through it. And it helps me troubleshoot stuff. I don't know how. It's just cool, I guess.
Man, that's it. Maybe you passed on something to me that you didn't realize that you had till you had me. And I could start picking it out, because I might be a little bit more reactive to it now, because when you have told me stuff from a young age, and because
it's been happening since I was little,
and I keep it in the back of my mind, in my memory, and stuff still keeps happening. Might be something to it.
I don't know, so we need to get psychic in here.
Yeah, I think so.
Figure it out, or he, she, whatever pronouns. I don't know, whatever they be.
He's, thems, and all the in-betweeners.
Yeah, they're out there. So, all right. Well, that was a fun episode. I think it was a good time.
Leaving the seat up.
We got our new shirts out.
Yeah,
I'm wearing it today.
We're gonna be passing them out.
Yeah, we gotta get some more and get them passed out. See if we can get our push. I want to find someone to do hats, because I want to do a hat that has, that little line right here in the middle of that, and then maybe put our initials for our podcast right there or something. That's what I was thinking. Cool. Heck yeah. We'll get some shirts. Well, we appreciate y'all watching.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Yeah,
y'all have a good day. Good night and good